morning. Let's take a look here.
Well, we're talking about week 7, and you guys were off yesterday, and we do have another test coming up. So, test this weekend, number 2. Okay, so week 7. So the 23rd, you were off, and today is the 24th of September. Okay, now let's look here. You want to change this one to a decimal. Remember, you move it 2 places. So memorize this chart. If it's a percent, you move it this way to make it a decimal, 2 places. But you have to first change this to a decimal. So clear your calculator. Take 1 divided by 4, which is going to be 0.25. So this is really 1.25%. Okay, so here's my decimal, so I'm going to go 2 places this way. And I'm going to get 0.0125. And that's how you change it to a decimal. Let's say you have 5%. Okay, so it's a percent, and you have to move it 2 places to the left. And a lot of students say there's no decimal. And the truth of the matter is, yes, there is. If you don't see it, it's right here. So it's going to be 0.05 or 5 cents. Okay? We were taught simple interest, which is interest equals principal times rate times time. Here's your principal, so that's 2,000. The rate is 0.07, and the time is 7 years. Now, one thing I didn't tell you, and I'm going to tell you now, is years is always expressed, or time is always expressed in years. Write that down. Time has to equal years. Okay? So get your calculator. 2,000 times 0.07 times 7 years. So simple interest is $980. Okay? So if you buy a car for 2,000 and you borrow it under these conditions, you will pay $2,980 for the car if you had to borrow $2,000. And it's 7 years, so if you want to figure out your monthly payment, you would take 7 times 12 and you would divide by that. So it would be 7 times 12, so that's 84 payments. So your monthly payment would be $29.80 divided by 84. So your monthly payment would be about 35 bucks. 35.48 a month. Okay? If you were to get that. Now this one right here says use everything that you have up here, but instead of 7 years, we're going to use 7 months. So it's going to be interest equals principal times the rate times the time. Well, here it's 7 months, and there's 12 months in a year. So you got to put 7 over 12. Okay, it's got to be expressed as a year, and this is a fraction of a year. So you're going to multiply all of these top numbers and then divide by 12. So you're going to take 2,000 times 0.07 times 7, press equals, but now you got to divide by 12. When you do that, you get 81.6. 81.6 repeating. Okay? That would be like 67 cents. You had to round it off. Okay, any questions on how to do interest, simple interest? All right, let's move on. Copy this one down. This one, they want you to find the principal. So put interest equals principal times rate times time. The interest is $1,000. So where you have the I, put $1,000. The principal is what we're looking for. The rate is 0.013, and the time is 2 years. So you got to solve this equation for P. And to do that, all you do is divide by this. This cancels. So the principal, how much money you actually put down or borrowed, would be this. So 1,000 divided by 2, and then divided by 0.013. So the simple interest here, or the principal, would be, it looks like 38,461.54. Okay? Check that one again to make sure. That seems like an awfully large number. Let's take a look here. We want to order these from least to greatest or greatest to least, and it didn't specify. So we're going to first change it to a decimal. So this one becomes 0.0551. This one is 5.5%, which is going to be 0.055. This one is going to be 0.05099. And then this one is going to be 0.056. Okay? So let's say we want to go from low to high. The lowest number, let's see, they're all equal here because they all have 0. They're all equal here because they all have 5. Here, this one is 0 and it's smaller than the other ones. So we're going to put this one first. So 0.05099, which I think was this one. So that one would be first. The next one, they're all equal. They're all equal. These two are smaller. This one's bigger. So it's between these two. This one has a 0 here, so this one is smaller. And I think it's this one right here. So I'm going to say this one would be number 2. And then the next one would be this one, which I think was this one. And then this one should be last. And there it is. And that's how you compare decimals. You look at each place value. Look, these are equal. They're equal. Smallest one is here. The biggest one is here because 6 is bigger than those. So you go step by step, or position by position. Today's work is right here. Make sure you check your answers in the back of the book and ask questions if you need some help. We're going to turn our attention now to college algebra. Okay? So to do college algebra, we're doing some basic math right here. Now we're in week 7. You have a test this weekend, number 2. All right, so this one I'm going to borrow. So I'm going to make this a 6, and I borrowed 1. And I'm going to change that 1 to my denominator, which is 5/5. So now I have the same denominator by choice. 6 minus 2 is 4. 5 minus 3 is 2. And there's my answer. This one right here, I got to find my least common denominator. Now what you could do, like some of you did, is add your whole numbers. 7, 8, 9, and then find your least common denominator, which I think is 10. This one you're going to multiply by 2. So this is going to be 5/10 plus 8/10. When you do that, you get 13/10, which equals 1 3/10. So when you add this and this, you get 10 3/10. And that's what I'm going to go with. This one right here, you have to first find your least common denominator. I'm going to do a 5 here, and I'm going to do a 2 here. So I get 7 5/10 minus 2 8/10. Well, the denominators are the same, but I can't subtract 5 minus 8. So I got to borrow. This becomes a 6, and I'm going to add whatever my denominator is, 10/10. So I'm going to get 15/10 minus 2 8/10. When I do that, I get 6 minus 2 is 4. 15 minus 8, I guess, is 7/10. There it is. Okay? These right here, copy this one down. When you divide, you flip the second fraction and reduce. Write that down. So keep, change, flip. Keep this one, change the sign to multiply. So it's going to be 10n over 9 times 16 over 13n squared. You can't reduce unless it's multiplication. So if you reduce right here, you're going to miss it because it's division. All right, let's see what we can reduce. I'm not sure that we can reduce anything other than the n. So this n cancels with one of these, so you're left with 1. I don't see that I can reduce anything, so I'm going to say 160 over whatever 9 times 3 is 27. 9, I'm going to say 117n. Okay? Try this one. This one right here, I think this should have been an x here. I'm just guessing. So copy that down. So you're going to go ahead and leave the 6. I'm going to factor out a 4, and I'm left with 7 plus x. Times, I'm going to factor out a 5, and I'm left with 7x plus 1 over 6. The 6 is canceled. I think the x should have been with the 28, so I would have had 7x plus 1, and these would have canceled. But we're going to leave it like this, since I put the x in the wrong spot, no big deal. But the main thing here is you keep it, you change it, and you flip it, and then you factor and try to reduce. One more. Copy this one down. All right, so the top one is going to factor as b. 3 times 5 is 15. And you want a negative here and a positive here. That's going to give you a negative 2. This one right here, I think I'm going to take out a 4, and I'm left with 4b plus 5. 4 times 4 is 16. I'm going to go ahead and take out a 2, and make sure I got that right. So if I take out a 2 here, I'm going to be left with 2b plus 5 over 2. Now, again, I have everything factored. Looks like the only thing I can cancel is there. I was hoping I could have canceled this down. But the bottom line is, you got to keep this one, you got to change it, you got to flip it, you got to factor it, and try to reduce it. Today's work is actually going to be a worksheet. And there it is right there. If you can't be with us, and I don't have any more in the folder, guess what? You can either copy it down, or you can get it from someone if you need to, okay? Hopefully that's in focus now, and here's the rest of them. So you got to factor, flip, and reduce. All right, have a good morning, and I'll see you guys in class.